So welcome, Kelsi Boocock. What a cool name.
I know. I didn't even change it when I got married. Stuck to it.
Is that, same. I didn't change my name either.
I felt I'm too much of a Boocock. I'm like, okay.
And you have had it for all of these years.
Seems
and then
like
they
a
want you
weird-
to give it up.
It seems weird, eh?
Yeah. It's like, that's my identity.
I know. A few of my friends have recently got married. Have had an identity crisis.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So
And I was like, you expect me to make a new signature?
Yeah.
No.
Legally, it's too much admin.
Nah,
Yeah.
too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard. Sorry. Okay. So
Tangent.
it all started in lockdown.
Yeah.
I want to get a picture of it. You're sitting at home. We're all locked down and you thought, okay, I'm just going to start sharing what I'm
pretty
cooking.
much.
And
I had a bit of a, I don't know what I'm going to do type situation, but I was must have been 21. And I had just finished uni. I was meant to go traveling, obviously couldn't do that. So I was a bit like, oh no, what am I going to do? I have to get an adult job. And I was planning to avoid that for a while and just travel. And I knew I recently had got into health food because I went to Camp America and the food was really bad.
yeah.
So I came back, got into that. And then I was like, okay, I've got a bunch of spare time. Let's start sharing. I followed some really cool food creators.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even realize it could be a job. I was like, I thought it was
But you
just for
liked
fun.
cooking?
Yeah. Loved
Yeah.
it. But not when I was a kid. Only from maybe the year before I got kind of into it.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months before. And then suddenly had a bunch of time and was like, well, why not? I can do this myself. I don't have to rely on anyone else. This is something I can just do.
Yeah.
And ended up setting up Healthy Kelsi. And then it was pretty cool. It's one of those ones that, because I'm such on to the next thing, I'm very fast paced, that I went up to my parents' place up north, which is where we spent COVID.
Yeah.
I think it must have been exactly 5 years after or something. And I remember going for a walk in the same place and I want all these goals. And I was like, wow, I actually did all those times, so many. And I'm like, I should really think how cool that is. I'm very bad at stopping and being that was really cool how I did that. Yeah. So that was actually really nice. That was
So you've
recent.
now got a community of over 500,000. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
And is that across multiple platforms? You're kind of,
Instagram is the main one and then TikTok as well.
and so when you were from Instagram and then you built up TikTok after, are you sharing the same content?
Yeah, and I wish I did TikTok at the same time.
Oh, really?
COVID was the time
Yeah.
for TikTok and I really missed that train, but oh well. Yeah.
And do you find that the content resonates differently on Instagram versus how it resonates on TikTok?
Yeah, different types of things. Talking, I do more talking to the screen probably on TikTok.
Yeah.
Whereas Instagram, I tend to do more
Visual.
just, chopping.
sound.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you've gone on this massive journey. The way I kind of read it is that you created this amazing platform for yourself. You are passionate about healthy food and living a really great life. And then people kept asking you what protein powder you were using in your recipes. And so then you obviously subconsciously started clocking this. And then you went out eventually and thought, I'll set up a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I might as well do my own protein powder.
Yeah.
And then you've gone on from the protein powder to create a new brand.
Yeah.
Which is called
Snack.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Snack.
Yeah.
Snack. And that's now going to be, it's in supermarkets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Available nationwide.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's so great is because it's low sugar, clean protein.
Yeah.
Good quality, and it's a grab and go.
Yeah. Yeah. Convenience. That's what I like. That's the cool thing actually about growing my brand first was that the audience was pretty much telling me what to do. So I was great, cool. So the protein powder was what protein powder do you put in your smoothies? Because I became the smoothie person. And then also I realized people want to be healthy. It's just hard and it's inconvenient. So I was what's a way that we can make it more convenient for people? And then I had this idea to throw it in a can.
I know it's a first in New Zealand. Is it a first?
The first plant-based canned protein in the world.
In the world?
Yeah. From my research.
My God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have you got sites on America?
I think, America's, I switch up between it all the time. We're doing Australia. It's
Yeah.
happening. We're pitching at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So that's really cool. So I'm kind of just taking it one
Step at a time.
step at a time.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a massive America's huge.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, maybe one day, but
Yeah.
focus on the now.
You should be getting some learnings from the Zuru crew.
I know. Go chat to them.
Yeah. So you've built a personal brand and you've launched 2 brands, Schnack and Second Nature Supplements. How did you go from creator to business owner? Like, was that hard? And how did you even how did you go, okay, make a product? Like, what's the recipe?
Yeah.
Who do I get to make it? How do I, branding?
Someone just asked me that before and I was like, that's a great question. I don't even remember. I think it's surrounding yourself with people who are good at stuff. So my now husband, he's actually, he works in construction, nothing to do with food, but he's very good at like logistics and organizing and like spreadsheets and stuff that I
He's a good project manager.
And I'm just like, he's a project manager. So he does that side of the business, which is really great.
So he's like got a day job, but he's part-time in your business too?
We all have like 6 businesses. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
But he does that. And then I got another friend on board who'd done a canned beverage before. So I'm just trying to surround myself with people who know what they're doing. Like I'm good at some parts, but I'm never going to be good at all the parts. And I feel like that's literally everyone who owns a business.
How did you actually find how do you create a food product? Like, where do you go?
Yeah.
Did you know someone that had done it and you talked to them?
Yes, actually, I did. So a friend of a friend had done it, but in a different way. And he was like, I'll help you put together the recipe. And then through our 3PL, which is like where they sell our product for us, like the warehousing of where it gets shipped out. The owner of that looks after a lot of brands. So he also had connections to like the food scientists and like, just word of mouth of like, this is what I'm looking for. Maybe a friend of a friend of a friend might know. And that's kind of how it did work out.
And so how long did it take from when you decided I'm going to do this?
With
when it matched? With Schnack and with also the supplements.
Schnack was like, I had the idea last March and we launched in November.
Sorry, what? Say that again.
So I had the idea in March and we launched in November. Yeah, it's like, that doesn't happen ever. We were like, I need to be the first. And I was a bit crazy. And I was like, we need
what stance sign are you?
What, a Virgo.
Onto it.
Yeah.
All the Virgos I know are really onto it.
We're not sitting around.
No.
Crazy. A bit silly, but I mean, it worked.
And so you've been on this amazing journey and you've learned organically what works, what doesn't. I'm assuming you've built up some amazing lessons that you've kind of know how to succeed on social. And I'm assuming, because I don't know the answer to this, with your brands that you're launching, is social been a key part of the launch?
Yeah.
Or are they kind of launching, full funnel, like above the line, below the line, everywhere?
Social's definitely been our like
main,
not even on purpose, just because that's like it's free. You can do it, like anyone can do it if you want. I'm good at it, so I'm like, cool. Well, this is something I know how to do. We're now looking into like more of the out of home stuff, which I'm like, oh my god, I've never done that before. But especially with Schnack, it was the reason why we were selling so much product.
Because did you started selling straight away in the supermarkets? Is that right? Or,
yeah. So we pitched to supermarkets with like a silver can and like, this is my really cool idea and it's going to be great. And and then they put us in, that's like incredible. Like that doesn't really happen.
No, that's amazing. But I think that's because you built a really engaged community.
Yeah. And like we had a great pitch and like, it's obviously worked, but it's one of those things that, having a good story and already having a community of people who I know are going to want this thing does really help.
Yeah.
But sometimes like people know that, but then to tell like a 55-year-old dude who's buying the product, like that's a little bit harder sometimes. So it was really cool that like everyone else was on board as well, not just us, because obviously your own business, you're going to be like, it's going to work, it's going to be amazing. But for other people to believe it is
they were buying into it as well from the get-go.
Awesome.
And so what are your lessons that you've learned from succeeding on social? Like what is the recipe to success? Like what works?
That's a great question. I think, honestly, people get bored of it really easy. Like anyone I know who's tried to do it in a capacity, especially like when you're not getting anything back from it, at the beginning. Like I didn't make money off it for years.
No.
So it's like, you just have to keep doing it every single day for years for not getting anything
Was it
back.
every single day you tried to show up?
Pretty much back then, I was so obsessed with growing it that I showed up pretty much every single day. Now it's kind of changed.
Now more
you don't
quality
have to do it,
over quality?
You don't have to do it as much, but like it's still doing it all the time, and are going to lose interest because that's just what human brains do. So it's like consistency, I think, is a really big one for socials. And then through growing a brand, that's something that I've like learned recently is like just being different, trying to stand out. Like we use my dad in a lot of our like videos and stuff. And he's just the funniest. We did this one when we launched of he was overseas and I stole his car and branded it in all Schnack branding. And I made like a 5-part series about stealing my dad's car and putting Schnack, but he loved it because he's that type of guy. He was like, this is amazing. I'm Schnack man. Like he like loves it. So he's always game to do like any sort of
so cool
video, but it's just like, I'm just trying to think of like, what has a brand, you know, a competitor who is obviously a bit more corporate, they can't do things like that. So it's just trying to think outside the box.
But I think that's why people will want to buy your brand.
Yeah, that's
because it's more fun.
Yeah.
It's more cool. It's more relatable.
Yeah. That's the kind of what I'm
interested to know, and I'm going a bit off script here, but a lot of what I've been hearing today is people talking about how, and I heard it yesterday as well when I went to the Duolingo masterclass.
Oh, cool.
With Zania. And she was talking about how she treats the social channels for Duolingo as if it's a TV show. And you're building characters and people are getting to know the characters and they're tuning in for episodes, and ideally they want to come in and they'll tune in to multiple episodes. So you're kind of building up. What's your view on that kind of like, because actually your dad's one of the characters now, and now people are going to start falling in love with him. They're falling in love with you. You know, there's
that's a fun way to look at
episodic stories that kind of pop out.
Yeah.
But it's not that they're following necessarily the brand. It's that they want to know where are you going to go next.
Yeah. Which I think that's a really cool way to look at it, because it is, the whole thing is just people getting invested in what you're doing. Like, even if, like, I find like it's so much fun to have a really epic community, even if they're not buying the product all the time. It's like a really cool thing to have like a loyal group of people, which is, I think, pretty much what that is like getting people to know these characters and like.
Oh, and you're not even a character, getting to know you authentically.
Exactly. Yeah.
What you like, what you don't like, your good days, your bad days.
Yes. Which is like something that's a cool thing about my brand is that Healthy Kelsi in general is that it is one of those things that's like, you're not always going to be in the best mood. You're not always going to be like, but yeah, it's quite an easy one to show up like authentically and easily. And my dad is just like, you wouldn't believe from seeing the videos, but that is the exact person that he is. Like, he's so much energy. He's like the loudest guy in the room. He loves the camera. Like, he's just the most fun.
He's born for it.
He calls me with his ideas.
This is his moment.
Like, so we need to get a giant snack can. And I'm like, do we? And he's like, yeah, and I'm going to put it on my car.
Oh, do you remember when Red Bull first launched and they had the cans?
Yeah. I was like, righto, Dad, you
need to get a Mini Cooper.
You do that, yeah. You put your snack can on and drive around. And we're going to drive down to Queenstown this year. And he's like, so we're going to get the dogs all snacked up. So he's going to get like dog outfits for the dogs. And like, that's just the type of person he is. So he's great to have on board. I feel like he would have really thrived in social media time. Like,
he needs to be his own content creator.
No. So that he can't do tech. He's like, I'll be in the video, but I'm not doing any sort of tech thing. So funny.
So how do you balance being a creator and a business owner? Like,
that's
do you ever
really
sleep?
Hard. Yeah, it's really, I actually go to bed at like 7 p.m. I'm very early sleeper.
Yeah.
But I was actually just talking to someone about this. Like, I've never, especially when you first are starting out, like you have so much more time just to create content.
Now you mustn't have much time.
I was 22 and hadn't, like life is pretty chill. And like, I am suddenly like, oh my God, I have to like set hours of when I'm going to make a recipe and like, and especially if you're kind of like running around in meetings at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, if you haven't had lunch, you're like, I don't feel like filming it. I just want to eat food. Like, I don't want to film my lunch. So it's like, I'm actually definitely struggling with the balance of that at the moment. So hopefully in the next wee while,
it's a journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, figure it out.
But maybe that will inspire you to create some new recipes that are those like grab and go.
That's what every single recipe, that's the great thing about it is, I mean, all of these are very suited to my life. Also, the great thing about launching a convenience
Yeah.
health product. I'm like,
You can
this is so
drink
handy.
drink a snack.
Snack on the go.
Yeah.
This is so handy.
So what's next for Schnack? We've talked about outdoor as well as social.
Yeah.
And you're doing paid media?
Yep. We're definitely focusing on ads and then also like content, creators creating content, which is great because I'm obviously in that space. So it's really cool. I know people quite well in that space, which is really awesome. We're launching into Australia soon. So we've just hired in Australia, which is really cool.
Wow.
So that'll be later in the year. So a lot of logistics behind that. But yeah, hopefully just trying
Taking
to get
over
as many
the world.
retailers. We've gotten to a bunch of really epic retailers recently. So that'll be kind of like August launching. So yeah, it's really exciting.
Where can we buy your protein powder? Is
It's
that
online mainly. And
it's
at
online?
Faro, if you're in Auckland and Faro.
At Faro? Okay.
But yeah, Second Nature is mainly in e-commerce.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checking it out.
Yeah, it's really yummy.
And I'm going to be going on your socials to follow the recipes.
Yeah, we just launched a strawberries and cream and it's so good.
Yeah.
I think it's the best one of.
So do you have like a snack or a protein drink every day?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like your replacement? Or is it a...
Yeah, I add it to like meals. So like I'll have like a smoothie or like a yogurt bowl that I'll like
Yeah.
fit into.
I saw you did a chia one, which
puddings.
was, yeah.
Or like snack I use as like a snack. And then Second Nature I tend to have. But I actually don't really think about it that much. Just whenever I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Eat some food. And then I tend to like add it in with that type of thing. Yeah.
Awesome. And where are you going to now for the next session?
I don't know, actually. I've been so random running around. What is even after this? I'm excited for like the meta and stuff this afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'm also here tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I'll see all the different things tomorrow as well. So
You're going to get loads
I know.
of inspiration.
It's actually really cool. I loved the one this morning. It's so interesting and usually my attention span's quite short, but I really stayed engaged that whole time. So I'm like, this must mean he's onto something.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so it was really good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, and we'll see you. Where will I see you?
Yeah.
Maybe you can come on my podcast next.
Yeah,
for a proper
fun.
1 hour
Yeah.
episode.
And talk about all things.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.